Hello everyone and welcome to the F1 corner ahead of the 2021 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix in Imola. Welcome to this pre-race show bringing you, as usual, the latest news surrounding the F1 world and also a bit of a comment on what to expect for this weekend after the press conference that were happening this Thursday afternoon. So let's not lose any time and let's start right away. But of course, before that, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel so that you do not miss any update regarding Formula 1 for the whole season. So let's start at the top with Mercedes. The big news this week, James Allison stepping down from his role as technical director to get a new role at Mercedes, which will be Chief Technical Officer. So pretty much leading the way and making sure everything works for 2022 and onward. It comes as a bit of a surprise though when Allison came at this post in 2017, he made it clear that it was not a long-term project. So replacing him will be Mike Elliott, which has been with Mercedes for quite a while now, so he knows the team also inside out. And it will also bring a bit of fresh blood into the technical team. As for Allison, the fact that he is staying with Mercedes with this new role, it is worth mentioning. It is a role that Mercedes created just for James Allison because they did not want to actually let him go anywhere else. They wanted to keep him within the team. So he's still going to have a big role in the technical department for Mercedes, but with this new role, actually, he will be more of a guy who will overlook everything. So not just the car, but also the engine department, really chief technical officer managing all of the technical aspect of the whole team. More of like a right arm to Toto Wolff, as he himself put it. So, a nickname that we did not hear often, really, kind of like someone who would slowly take like Niki Lauda's place, the one that he had with Toto Wolff. Of course, nobody can replace Niki Lauda, but in terms of partnership with team principal Toto Wolff, I think this is pretty much where James Allison is heading at the moment. So good luck to him, and this will take effect on July 1st, so there will be a bit of a transition. And at the very least, what we can say is that the 2022 car will be impacted by probably both him and new technical director Mike Elliott. For the drivers, well, we have to talk about Mercedes and of course that big battle with Red Bull. It started in Bahrain. We saw Red Bull had the upper hand, but in the end, Lewis Hamilton managed to snatch victory away from Max Verstappen. Sorry. And the two drivers commenting on today's press conference saying that it's more of a motivation now to finally have someone else to battle with, especially for Valtteri Bottas, saying that now that there's another team to compete with, it's just more motivating for him. So can we see finally Valtteri Bottas give us the best that he can and maybe take victories and beat Lewis Hamilton more regularly? We hope that motivation will show in Valtteri's driving. And for Lewis Hamilton, saying that he won last week, they're not, 3 weeks ago, sorry, they're not far away from Red Bull. In his case, for Lewis, will not change anything in terms of his preparation for the upcoming race. Like he said, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So Hamilton heading into Imola with the same preparation, the same mental capacities as usual, and hopefully we'll see another nice fight there. Let's talk quickly about Max Verstappen. He did not tell much during his press conference, but we hope that Red Bull, the whole team, has a car that can also compete on slow track. Remember that Bahrain was really a power track, so Imola being more slow, will the Red Bull fare as good as it did in Bahrain? We will see. Verstappen bringing up the topic of track limits. It is something that's going to be also a topic for the whole weekend. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But really wanting to clarify everything for that race. Verstappen really upset about what happened in Bahrain with Hamilton going wide at turn 4 very often, so probably gaining some time, while Verstappen had to give back the place after the overtake. We all understand why the overtake was not valid, but of course, gaining time by going wide could be considered a lasting advantage if you do it 30 times during the race. So it is something we're going to watch this weekend in Imola. Already it's made clear that the track limits will be enforced this weekend in turn 9, 13, and 15. What's going to happen is that every lap time going over will be deleted, and even during the race, if you go out of bound 3 times, you get a black and white flag, and every subsequent time it will be reported to the stewards and you could get a penalty, and they really try to enforce that for this weekend, and let's hope it pays. I think everyone can agree, just make the track limits clear and everyone should respect it. These drivers are the best in the world, so there's no reason why they cannot do it. Changing team, we can talk about who? Let's talk about Aston Martin. Not a dream weekend in Bahrain. Sebastian Vettel not finishing the race, and Vettel finishing actually 15th place, and not finishing the race. And Lance Stroll finishing 10th. So it was a point for the team, so not bad, but they can do a lot better. Vettel can do a lot better than that. We hope that they can improve in Imola. The big news for them is that Nico Hülkenberg is coming back as reserve driver, a guy who knows the team inside out, being with them, done that for many years with Sergio Perez. So really a good asset, and he also raced to treat weekend last season to replace Perez and Stroll, who got sick with COVID-19. Good job there. Ferrari, according to Charles Leclerc, 3rd place in the championship is realistic for Ferrari if they can get everything together. And can they? They had a good weekend in Bahrain, finishing 6th and 8th, Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz said himself he could probably have done better, but did not take any risk during that race. So, we see him shine this weekend in Imola. And we know that slow track was a bit better for Ferrari last season, so hopefully it will be the case again this year. And really, 3rd place possible. Leclerc still saying that 2022 and the new rules is the priority for everyone in the team, so they should, even if 3rd place is possible, they should not compromise next season. Quickly, we can talk about Alpine. Yes, Alpine Renault. Fernando Alonso coming back after also a disappointing weekend. I mean, for the whole team, it was pretty disappointing. Alonso does not even finish the race in Bahrain. Coming back this week saying that he believes in the car and that it is in himself that he has to work more. So Alonso really says he's happy with the team. Hopefully it is true that they have a good car. And Esteban Ocon, can he also do good? Finished 13 3 weeks ago. Not great considering that they had a car that was in contention for 3rd last year. Let's hope that it will look better this weekend. AlphaTauri, yes, AlphaTauri. Pierre Gasly, astounding result last week in qualifying, but sadly during the race also suffering from issues, could not finish. Yuki Tsunoda getting points at his first ever Grand Prix weekend, finishing in 9th place. That was great for him, but the young Japanese very harsh on himself, giving himself only a 5 out of 10 for that weekend because he did not make it to Q3. He will hope to do it this week. His goal, Yuki Tsunoda, Q3 this weekend, and we know that he can do it. Last year, Daniel Kvyat finished 4th in Imola, so that car is good around that track. It's also a track where Tsunoda practiced with the old AlphaTauri, Toro Rosso, I should say, in the previous years to get himself accustomed to Formula One. So everything is in place for him to perform this weekend, and honestly, I think he deserves a bit more than 5 out of 10 for Bahrain. But if drivers are not harsh on themselves, they won't learn. So that's how you have to be if you want to be a great in the sport. McLaren, great result also 2 weeks ago. Hope to repeat this week. According to Lando Norris, one of the big things that could not play in their favor this weekend is their qualifying pace. McLaren did qualify good 3 weeks ago, but in Imola it is hard to overtake. So if they are worried about their qualifying pace, especially on slow track like Imola, it's going to be tough. McLaren needs to qualify high to finish high in this track. But again, everything can happen. Last year we saw safety car come in and drivers crashing under the safety car. We're going to get to that in a minute. And really for McLaren, that's the goal. Qualify high and race pace. Everything should be fine if the car is still good. And we'll finish with Williams. George Russell saying that Williams should have a chance to close the gap to Alfa Romeo this weekend. Williams had trouble in Bahrain. We know that it is a very sensitive car, does not like the wind, and in Bahrain it was very, very windy. But Imola, more of a slow track and more of a typical track if you want. So not a lot of wind, good weathers, at least for qualifying, should be able to close the gap to Alfa Romeo according to George Russell, who will try to redeem himself this year after crashing under the safety car at last year's Imola Grand Prix and potentially robbing himself of some points for Williams, who they would have deserved. For the race, potential rain this weekend, so of course it would be good for the show, but George Russell actually hopes that we're going to have a dry race so that for the development team at Williams, they can get the full spectrum of everything going on with that car. Do we have more? Not really. There's actually, yeah, let's talk about some rumors very quickly. Rumors around here in Montreal are that the Canadian Grand Prix will be cancelled. I will not dive too much into it. I think let's wait and see what's gonna happen. And if it is cancelled, I'll make a whole video just about that. But these are the rumors, and if it is cancelled, it will be replaced by the Turkish Grand Prix after Azerbaijan. And that's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me what you think is going to happen this weekend. And thank you again for watching. Please keep encouraging me, and I will see you on Friday after the practice session to take a look at the timing sheet and analyze it a little bit. Thank you and have a good day.